Tarot 101, the Magician, number 1. The Magician is represented by Gemini. So, yeah, in the upright, the Magician is all about like, okay, I got this energy. What do I create with this energy? What am I going to do with it? What do I want to create? What do I want to do? I'm repeating myself. But it symbolizes, according to astrology.com, I kind of just like Googled, oh, what, like the Magician, like what do other people say? But according to astrology.com, it symbolizes originality, creativity, skill, self-confidence, and dexterity. So it's basically like anybody can be given this energy, but what are you going to do with it? Like, are you going to make it unique? Are you going to do what other people are doing? Like, what are you going to do? In the reverse, the Magician can be manipulation. Whether you see that as positive or negative is going to be up to you and the cards you get surrounding it. But it can be looked at as like, okay, you're trying to mold people into how you want them to be. Or maybe your clients are trying to mold people into who, maybe they're being sneaky and they're trying to get their way in a way that is not ethical, right? This deck is interesting. The Mad Hatter, I don't know, this deck is very, very, very colorful. I kind of see this as like the Mad Hatter in this deck, he's kind of like side-eyeing everybody that he's looking at. And he's also looking at the distance with curiosity. It's almost like the Mad Hatter is trying to do something different. So I like that in that deck. In this deck, he's kind of like, he looks a little bit more mischievous. So take note of those things. Remember, it is Gemini energy. So Geminis are all about communication, but they can also be a little unique in the way that they express. A more healed Gemini is going to be very talkative and just very convincing and very fun to be around, but an unhealed Gemini is going to be more manipulative and more two-faced. And I think that both of those things are very apparent in the upright and reverse meanings of the Magician. As always, make sure that you're watching your favorite tarot readers and you're reading books and you're Googling meanings to cards and everything. There's always something to learn from other people. Like I'm learning something new every day. Like in astrology.com, they were saying the Magician card in tarot symbolizes male power of creation. I've never heard anybody say, like, I've never heard anyone put a gender to like a card like this. You kind of only really see that with like the Emperor and the Empress. So I thought that was really interesting. Male power, I'm kind of taking that as more like masculine. So like taking action, which makes sense with the Magician. Like he's taking something and he's doing something with it. But, depending on who you are as a person, who you're reading for, what your style is, take all of that with like a grain of salt and lean on your intuition.